Hello. Today we're going to go over Signl4 and the ability to use keywords for various different functionalities to route and filter alerts. So we'll see here that I have loaded up both my web portal and my Signl4 mobile app. Now if I go ahead and go under my team and into categories, we'll see that I have lists of all my categories. Now if I open up one of my categories, let's say the database category, we'll see that we have a couple of keywords inside of these categories. Now, all of your categories have the abilities to add keywords to them. And what this is going to do is if these keywords are found inside of an alert, it's going to automatically forward this alert over to this category. So if I were to send in a new alert that doesn't have any of these keywords in them, it's going to default to the default category. And we'll see that here right now. So let me go ahead and send in a new alert. And we'll see here on the phone that a new alert just arrived, so let me go ahead and click on that. And we'll see here if I open it up, and you can tell by the blue in the icon here, it's going to match my default category. Now if I actually go ahead and open up the physical signal on the web portal, we'll actually see that it goes into the default category. So, and in this one, we see we have data problem, and then the database system is reported. And we want this to go into the database category. So what I need to do is I can go back into my categories and go back down to my database. And let me go ahead and add a keyword of DB, since that was in there. And I'm also going to add another one of data. So we just type that in, click on the plus sign, and then click on the save button. And now these are added into the database category. And if I expand that back out, we'll see them in there now. So if I were to send the same exact alert in now, we will actually see this come through and be inside of our database category now. So we'll see that it came in, and if I go ahead and click on that, we'll see that I have a second alert, and we'll see that this one is now in the database category with the coloring and icons to match. And if I go back into the web portal, we'll see this new alert, and if I expand that out, we'll actually see the category name again inside of here. And the reason we went to this category is because we matched those keywords, so it automatically pushed us into this category. Now, what happens if we match more than one categories? So we'll see here that I have the database category, and we match this one. So let me go ahead and minimize that category, and let me go ahead and show you another category we have here, critical. And we have one keyword in here of critical. So if I add the word critical to the title of my alert, now we're going to match two different categories. And what happens in this case is it's going to go through the entire alert and it's going to match as many keywords as possible. And whichever category has the most keywords, it's going to forward the alert onto that category. So in this case, I added critical into the alert once. However, the word data's in there twice and DB's in there once, which means the database category still matches 3. So if I send in another alert, it's still going to go to the database category because that has more matches. And we'll see that here, even though we have the word critical in the title, it still has a better match for the database category versus the critical category. So now, let's say I have certain keywords that if found inside of my alert, I don't want it to go into a specific category. So let's say I have this alert here from the database category. However, I don't want it to be included in this category if it's a critical alert. So now if I add the word critical here and save this and send in this same exact alert again, now because the word critical is in here as a exclusion, the exclusions override the inclusions. Therefore, this will now go to the critical category because that's going to have one match, and the database category is going to have one negative match, which automatically rules it out. So let me go ahead and send this in, and we'll see this new alert automatically goes to our critical category because we have ruled out the database category with this exclusion down at the bottom. Now, in addition to this, we also have the option of having your keywords look specifically into a parameter for a item there. So let me go ahead and open up my P1. My P1 is my most severe tickets I have in here. So you'll see here that we have these are our priority 1 tickets. What I want to do here is I want to add a new item here that is severity. And severity is my parameter name. So I put that in first and then add a space. And then I'll put in the value that I'm looking for. And for our instance, the severity of 16 is our highest severity. It's our most prioritized tickets. So if I add this in and save that, In addition to this, I want to ensure that my category does not go into the critical category. So what I can do here is I can do the same exact thing under the exclusion portion. So I'm going to do the severity 16 for the exclusion and critical. So if the parameter of severity comes in with a value of 16, it's going to automatically exclude that from the critical category. But at the same time, since I added that in the inclusion list of my P1, it's going to add it into this one. So let me go ahead and send this alert back in. And we'll see here, it matches my color and tile of my P1. And if I go back into my web portal signals and open that up, we'll actually see that it's in the P1 category, just to double check there. And the reason it goes into this category is because, again, we have a exclusion inside the critical category saying don't go to this category if this word is included, as well as an exclusion in the database category saying if the word critical is included, don't go here. But we have the parameter keyword included inside the P1, so it is going to go there because that's an inclusion. With our most recent update, Signl4 also has the ability to do wildcard and partial word searches. So if I go ahead and go back into my teams and categories, I'm going to change my categories around a little bit so we can see this partial word and wildcard search in action. So here I have my database category. So as you see here, I'm going to go ahead and remove my exclusion down here and then save that. And I'm going to leave the rest of the keywords the same. And you'll notice that we still have the word data and database in here. So we still have a couple matches on the alerts that are coming in. However, now what I want to do is I want to go into a new category, and I'm going to use the IT category this time. And I'm going to add a couple keywords to this one. But this time they're going to be a couple of partial keywords that are going to match. So what I want to do is I want to do another data keyword with an asterisk at the end saying that if we see the word data, and even if it has more information in front or behind it, so I put an asterisk in both sides. So if they see data anywhere inside of the line, it's going to add that as a keyword. And I'm going to do the same thing with the word report. And then one last one is the word sys, short for system here. So I'm going to go ahead and add all this in, and then I'm going to save this. Now if I go ahead and send a new alert in, it should match 3 matches to this one for sys, one for report, one for data, so the IT category, and then 2 matches for the database category, one for data and one for database. So if I go ahead and send this alert in, we see the new alert come in, and we'll see that it matches the coloring and icons for the IT. And if I go back under signals and I open up this alert, we'll see that this alert is put into the IT category right here. And that's because, like I said previously, we had 3 matches for the IT category and 2 matches for the database category, which means the IT category wins with the most matches. Now, for the wildcards, you will have an instance where sometimes you need to actually add an asterisk as an actual character, and you can do that inside the system by going into the category and then going into your wildcards. And if you do a / escape preceding the asterisk, that'll actually let the system know that the asterisk here is not a wildcard, but it is in fact the asterisk character. Add a new data, and I'm going to go with the / star data, and then another / and then another asterisk here. This lets it know that I'm looking for the actual character with the asterisk in it, then the word data, and then the actual character asterisk, and not any wildcards for this particular item. Now, finally, what we have down here is if we actually scroll all the way back up at the top, we have the option to filter events and signals. And if we turn this option on, now what this does, it will only create an alert on an event that comes in if it matches a keyword in the list below, which is a list of all the keywords for the categories below that. So let me go ahead and save this. And I'm actually going to edit my message a little bit, so give me just 1 second. Okay, so I went ahead and updated my message. So I'm going to go ahead and send this event in, and we'll actually not see any new alerts come in on the right-hand side in the mobile app. However, if I go back to my Signal Center here in the web portal and go into the Events tab, we'll actually see a new event comes in, but it was filtered. And if I expand it out, so we'll see that I no longer have the words data or critical, so I don't match any of my keywords for any of my categories, which means it's automatically filtered out and will not create an alert for that event. And if I go ahead and just change my severity because I changed it to 15, if I change that back to 16, now we will match one of our parameters and it will create an event inside the P1 category. So there we see our new alert come in to the new P1 category. And here we see our new event. And we'll see that it goes to category P1 because it matches that severity 16, which means we're now matching one of our keywords, so we're no longer being filtered. And this is just a quick rundown of the power of using our keywords inside of the Signl4 app to allow you to automatically push alerts into and out of specific categories as needed for your needs. You can sign up for a free Signl4 trial at signal4.com/free trial test. And this is a completely free trial for 30 days with no credit card required. Thank you and have a nice day.